let's see if FTM can handle it.
That's exactly what I had on my mind as well, that getting to cast and not only just watch these guys play OG with their lineup at the time. They have Thompson back in the game, they've got Sumail and mid one, everything that they can really give here. Same thing with FTM. Like, this lineup that they have is probably I think it's a very stable draft in a sense as well, because they've got overall good damage outputs. They've banned the heroes they needed to ban to get most of their heroes online. It's just the pause for Weaver that slightly leaves me off edge here. Just wondering what's going to happen with it, but you know, who knows what's going to happen.
Sniping couriers, if I can take you literally. This is one of the reasons to pick pause for Weaver right now. He might not add too much in the lane. He's a good range harasser, of course. The bugs are always annoying to deal with, and it's very hard for an enemy support to outtrade him. But his added mobility means that he's really good at securing runes as well as at killing off couriers. And with how much gold gain has been nerfed in the past couple of patches, couriers are still worth mostly the same. So get some secure gold, get some safe gold for your team, kill a courier or two.
Well, at least they're gonna trade outposts, which is the very classic move to do at the start. Radiant getting the top, Dark getting the bottom. And yes, you can see the tips are back as well. There was a lot of tips thrown out as well, just as we know OG. Bounty's 2 for 2, and let's get this game rolling. So I think the biggest story of this game right now is going to be Thompson versus Iceberg in the mid lane, Tiny versus Kunkka. How that's going to roll out. Got a tri-lane top for now, V-Tune. Well, this is something that Slark really doesn't like to go up against, with Batrider and Grim just being a nuisance, and you've got Nyx sitting around as well. They might go for a lane swap. And then we got Sumail soloing bottom for now, but now Grim TPing top.
He did his job. There was a really deep ward of OGs watching that Slark moving in, and the Grimstroke already took down the range creep on the side of FTM, so this top lane is going to push into the tower, immediately get shoved back as well, and this is going to allow mid one to apply a ton of pressure to the Slark. He's first going to have to contest the tower for last hits, and then after going to be pretty far out with the Batrider on his face.
Should be a decent lane here for General, at least in bottom. He's got his backup now showing up as well, which is a low dance on the pause for Weaver. Trying to look for those couriers at some point of the game.
Cancelled No-Till's Clarity as well. Always feels good.
Very casual. Could almost say a very cautious start as well for now. Hobson already throwing Iceberg under the tower. Bit of tower harass there. Dropping actually pretty low here. Does have a Fairy Fire available. Kind of like Thompson's build as well, that he's just not getting a single point of Avalanche for now. Maybe at level 3 unless he wants to max out Toss.
And his intention as a laner has always been to put the enemy laner off guard. And I definitely think that Iceberg is already a little bit rattled by that toss back there. It's been a while since he played against a tiny mid, probably. And, you know, you can know how to play that matchup while still not being used to it anymore. It's a powerful weapon, and I gotta say, I like that Thompson has been playing Arc Warden for 3 days straight, only to pick Tiny. The exact opposite, pretty much, at the last minute here.
Breaks
That's some
Kunkka's
next level stuff.
His salve gone right away. Mid one having to farm under the tower, getting most of the CS. 7 to 13 against Slark, so V-Tune. A good start for himself, despite the very first wave when they instantly showed the aggression against the Slark, that you're not going to have a fun lane, we're just going to bully you as much as we can. But I feel like Sumail just have to use the leap. Good harass coming in from General. Allow her dance, just continues to right click away, turning around onto General. The Inkswell is on a creep. Okay.
Yes, that's
casual misclick, I guess.
Well, he expected the enemy creeps to be dead sooner, and then you get that creep to walk after people, so you don't have to risk yourself.
Yeah,
but...
always want to fly. Might just be first blood. Purges away the napalm stacks and manages to get under the safety of the tier 2 tower, so no first blood spilt yet. Iceberg, however, big trouble here. If Thompson finds him, that's going to be a kill. Alright.
Yeah, he's going to have to XTP back.
Quick regens and back to the lane. Mid one's pulling some creeps around, trying to force the Slark to farm under the tower. That's something that the Slark really doesn't enjoy doing. And mid one might even... well, I don't think he's going to lose his life here. The creeps are hitting him quite hard. Always want to fly coming in from a wraparound. 5 seconds for his Q. Mid one still going
might
at
die
it.
for this, but he'd be happy to. It would be a bit of a shame for his clarity, but that's about it. You got 2 waves of experience there against a lane that you can't really contest straight up. Like,
Yep.
as I said before, by the wards you can see that this was always their plan. They were never going to play this lane straight up. And I thought for a second there that Aloha Dance might try to find mid one, but he calls it off and mid one TP's back to base safely. Got ball, got his level 4. He's a happy chappy.
He is. Lark's also getting some free time on this lane, just getting that solo XP, despite usually saying that Slarks have a hard time farming under the tower. He's got 28 CS, already racked up a couple levels as well. It's going to help him a lot here. It's off a good start to the game. Sumail 25 CS as well, so the carries are both pretty tied up. And Sux is just stacking up the creeps, continuing the same thing that they started off early. So they just keep on forcing the creep wave forces under FlyToMoon's tower. Bounty runes will spawn in 5 seconds, so mid one and Sux are just trying to contest this, but Slark's already down the river. FlyToMoon could just snatch these bounties for himself. Always want to fly, gets stunned up by Soxa. Mid one just farming them here with the Firefly. Oracle doesn't have his Q available, but will be fine. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Thompson's actually rotated bottom. Goes for the combo here. General manages to get his swashbuckle off just in time. And Aloha Dance will also back away.
5 minutes and 0 kills yet from 2 teams who are very aggressive if you give them a shot, but clearly both of them very careful.
While he did this rotation and Pango didn't actually die, Iceberg got some time to get some XP in the lane. That's always something that you need to remember about the mid lane rotations, is when you do it, you need to make it count. Otherwise, you're just letting your opponent back into the game. Even if you won the lane, it's, you know, it quickly shifts back out of balance. And meanwhile, bottom lane, Sumail looking for a kill here. Pango might go down. General, 6 seconds for his swashbuckle. Sumail doesn't commit fully for it, but No Tail will be the first blood. Aloha Dance will find the kill. He is tanking a lot of creeps. You know, Sumail was hoping for some bashes to come out, but not this time. An FTM. Open the scoreboard.
As I said before, very few supports that can out-trade a Weaver, and once Aloha Dance is on top of you as no-tail, there's no way you come out of that alive. So yeah, Sumail had to either commit for a kill there, or he just lost his support, but Thompson's back in. You see Aloha.
Looking at the top lane at the same time, but Aloha Dance, I think this might be the casualty here. OG might just get their first kill. Toss, slapping away. Shikuchi won't come off cooldown just in time, and Thompson gets the first kill for OG. Now on the top lane, always want to fly, gets the route onto 2. He does get lassoed up a mid one, getting harassed here. That should be the fall of the Oracle, that should be. And V-Tune, he does have an ulti available, but when does he want to use it? Or does he want to use it at all? He will just disengage from Soxa and mid one, because he realizes if he uses it and tries to go for a kill, they're either kite him, wait for it to run out, and then just instantly re-initiate on the Slark. So he will dodge that one. Iceberg has been found. No Tail showing himself as well. Just a bit of casual harass there.
There was a stack over there on the side that Iceberg sniped away from Thompson just now. He's been pressuring this tower out, and that is the price you pay for those rotations. And luckily, of course, Kunkka's not exactly a tower taker. It's not like you're rotating out of a death buff or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And
V-Tune.
this is what you're going to see in general, because a Kunkka usually, unless he gets a really good rune, does not want to go in himself. He is better as a counter initiator, throwing that boat on a fight that's already started.
Saxa level 3, still holding on to his 3rd skill point. Hasn't leveled up anything yet. Could technically go for a skin carapace if you need that small mini stun. Meanwhile, in the river, Thompson in a bit of trouble. The boat will be thrown with the X mark, and Thompson in trouble. Kunkka throws him into the air with the torrent. Thompson will fall.
Very nicely done. They knew that Thompson was low, he was looking for a rune, and they decided to camp him out. And what do you know? No rune spawned. And Thompson goes to sleep with the fishes.
He does.
Next one I'm looking forward to is Sumail's first Chronosphere of the game. Normally you see Voids rotating fairly soon to make use of that, but in this game I'm not sure if they have enough damage to throw into the Chronosphere. He'd have to rotate into Thompson, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna need Thompson with the burst damage to make
Here's that
it work out. But
engage.
now they have the Oracle thrown in with the lasso instantly interrupted with the X mark, but it will go down. And now the interruption coming in from FTM. OG on the run. Thompson, he doesn't want to die a second time here. Gets the stun on Iceberg, gets the kill. VTune right next to Thompson. And now it's a one-on-one fight here. Sucks it, just throw the stun in, and Aloha Dance is there as well, but the skin carapace will stun him in place, and Aloha Dance is on the run now. They managed to get the Slark away from the battle. Now comes Pango. General throws in the ultimate. He's going to try and stun lock Tiny. He will get two. Does he get the third one? He will die to Always Wanna Fly. And now OG on the run. They've lost one of their cores. They've actually lost two of their cores now. And Sumail coming in. When will he use that Chronosphere? Is he going to use that at all? They will lose one target. General now in the river. Sucks a frozen to stun onto the Pango. Another disarm coming in from Always Wanna Fly. And General is he's surviving this because of that. And Soxa is so close to dying. Aloha Dance will chase down Soxa. Kills him with the Shikuchi. And now VTune. He's happy to disengage from this one. FlyToMoon pull it off. And no Chronosphere used.
Sumail TPing in just a little bit too late there. And yeah, you can see, by the way, that OG knows exactly Iceberg is going to come in on a counter engage. So they're TPing in sort of like, can I call it a cascade? Where they bring in one hero, then as soon as more heroes from the enemy engage, they're already bringing new troops here. So you can see how they lengthen that fight and try to look for new opportunities, even when other teams would have already backed off because people were just on different lanes. OG have at the very least switched Sumail to an aggressive position now. So he is in a position where that Chronosphere might come in handy to take that top tier 1 tower. And Thompson? He's still looking for these aggressive kills as well. He's chasing
but there's an engagement going in mid at the same time. Mid 1 will be thrown on the boat. Double torrent thrown into the air. Soxa in trouble, but mid 1 gets the lasso onto the Weaver. He's very low. Sumail gets the Chrono onto 2, and they might take the Weaver. They might even go on the Kunkka, but do they have the damage to take him out? They will take him down to half HP. The break will come in. Here comes Thompson, and Thompson with the slap, and that will cause FlyToMoon to lose 2 of their heroes in the mid lane. There's your Chronosphere, and there's the rotation coming in from OG.
Oh, and that's way more expensive than losing a top tower for Windstrike, because OG is going to go for this mid tower now. At the very least, there's no catapult. It died with the previous wave, so... Oh! OG decided to not go for it at all. Choosing to defend bottom instead.
Yeah, just making sure that the Pango doesn't get all the way to that tower. The catapult did do a decent amount of damage onto that bottom tier 1 tower, but it still remains for OG.
Look at Thompson's positioning, dude. Look at him.
I think this is the alpha male in a sense, alpha wolf. Doesn't really care much about the opponent, what they think about. Will be scouted by a ward, so General will quickly walk out. Got a lot of mobility on this hero.
Iceberg just discovered his stack was gone and that there was only a single creep left in it. That feels bad, man.
Yeah. All this work for nothing.
All that work for nothing. It went to Thompson, and by the way, with that positioning, just like he went for the Always Wanna Fly kill in the jungle, I was talking about that while the engagement on mid was going to come down. But that always also meant that he could actually come in from the back and backstab the fight in mid because he's already behind enemy lines. And the same goes for him taking that stack there. He is in a good position to just TP out because there's not that many cancels in MTM. But if a fight goes down somewhere behind him, also known as on his side of the map, he can come and backstab that fight very easily. So, I really enjoyed that style of play from him. And yeah, why farm your own jungle if you can farm the enemy jungle?
Exactly. Efficiency in the best way. Aloha Dance trying to run away from Thompson. He's giving a little bit of chase. Bulky guy. I mean, you can see Thompson's been training in the SEA. And now Sumail, 7 seconds for that Chronosphere to be up, but Thompson doesn't need the help of the Chronosphere. Will slap down the Oracle. Oh, they got a boat coming in the back. They're going to catch no tail, thrown into the air with a torrent. General, good amount of damage, pops his ultimate. Doesn't have shield crash though, so he's going to have to take a longer route. But he will crash onto Sumail. He will hold him in the stun lock as well. No moves for your Void, but he jumps onto the high ground, and Sumail gets away. He will get chased, however. A lot of minus armor ticking in. Mid 1 coming in for the rescue. Does he get the lasso off in time? He doesn't actually even need to use it. Sumail will survive. And now the river. Soxa will be caught here by VTune and Iceberg. The pounce doesn't actually connect. Now comes the lasso, holding General. Pushing him back, Saksa comes in with a break, goes with a stun, and that should be a dead Pango. He does nothing to escape with, and Saksa will punish him.
Never chase OG. Don't do it.
I mean, these guys are like so dependent on their cooldowns. If they manage to kite you for just like 4 to 5 seconds, that already means like several abilities will come off cooldown, allowing OG to see an opening. You see a guy still chasing, you're like, hey, we've got all our abilities up, let's go again. That's exactly what OG just does, basically. It's just fake out or just disengage in a sense, not even fake it out, and just turn around once you've got your abilities up. I think that's also a mark of a team that is really comfortable with the draft that they're with and how they play together, how the team synergy works in, and especially the experience for this team. FlyToMoon, they have the similar types of things as well, the similar traits that a good team requires, but OG just has more experience. So if FlyToMoon with this draft alone and how they pull off these team fights, they're going to have to work double time against the double TI winners.
They are, for sure, but don't underestimate.
Never underestimate.
This FlyToMoon team here, because you saw in several of the previous fights that while OG is very good at this style of play, it doesn't exactly mean that their execution is 100%. And they can mess it up. If you play on the edge so much, you are going to lose heroes.
Team Carapace will soak up the damage from the boat. Gonna get rooted up mid one on Thompson, instantly rotating to the help. They do have a lasso available, but he doesn't have the mana to cast it. They don't need it for now. Always when a fly will fall. Iceberg in trouble. He's isolated from the rest of his team. So FTM, they're going to sack their Kunkka. And OG will take that happily. That means your mid-tier 1 tower might be in peril. They also find Aloha Dance really close to falling down. And they're just hunting for more.
They're happy to let the creep wave do the work right now. They're just gaining territory here.
Alright, there comes the initiation general. Needs to get a stun. Oh, gee, they're just dodging this ball. Man, they've been bowling before. They managed to completely run out General's ultimate, but Thompson throws away the Slark. Nice avalanche as well. Nyx now coming in with an ink swell popped on him. Aloha Dance is there. They also got the Oracle, the most important target, with no level 6. It's 15 minutes in, and Always Wanna Fly is dead once again. This Oracle is just getting punished over and over again.
Did give away their ward position though, so at the very least FlyToMoon is going to get a free D ward there, and it also means that they got a little bit of extension on OG pushing that mid tower, but Catapult is here now, and I imagine that that's what they've been waiting for. Mid one's cutting the creep wave, and Sunil is ready to frontline this thing. He's nearly got his Diffusal Blade as well, and after that it's going to be really painful for basically any hero, but especially the Slark to get caught in that chrono.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't really talked much about items, and as you can all see from here, Slark has a Diffusal Blade, but that's pretty much the only item that FTM has managed to build up here in the first 16 minutes. Only stat items up till now. No other mid-game or semi-big items built except for the Diffusal, which is something for Slark, but it's not everything for this hero.
It isn't. However, with the Vlads coming up on General here as well, they are going to be able to fight somewhat decently. Vlad's also going to do a lot of work for the Kunkka. I just got his armlet finished. Like, they'll be able to put up a good fight next time around. It really depends on if they're going to be able to keep their Oracle alive this time though, because poor Always Wanna Fly has been really getting hated on. And I mean, he deserves it. He's the Oracle. He needs to die. But you can't help but feel a little bit bad. Yeah, there goes that D word.
And Aloha Dance. Socks that nice stun onto the Weaver. They should reveal him in just a second, and there he goes. Deleted. Then again, comes for a buyback. They've got the boat connecting onto Thompson and Kunkka's in. They've got the 2 Mangra multi as well, holding the Slark. Double lasso. Look at that beautiful thing. Oh, he's trying to clip both of them, but they're just held in place. Slark is solo to dying B2. Needs to win the Chronosphere. Sumail catching 3. Slark will fall. They're also going to take down the Kunkka. Iceberg is dead. Always Wanna Fly will melt as well, and OG are running them over. Thompson will follow up onto General, throw him to his teammates, and make sure that General will not tell his kids the story about how we fought against OG and we did not prevail. He's still holding alive for now, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. He's down. They will use the glyph as well to try and get some extra hits from the tower, but it's not going to be enough, and OG just run over FTM.
It's so tempting to take that fight right there, but you have no vision up until the high ground if you're FTM, so you don't know who's waiting there for you. And Aloha Dance is just a boss 4. He's not worth saving. Especially not if you need to use your boat for it. That is your damage protection in the fights.
And
here he
gone.
goes again.
This man. Oh.
Just leave him. Bug gets squashed.
Exactly.
It's the nature of bugs, okay?
Just sack him.
Make your peace. It's a rule that we made with complexity as well. Like, sometimes the homies go up into a bad neighborhood. You do not follow the homies.
You don't. Well, at least in that team fight, on the positive side, Oracle got to use his ultimate. So maybe we'll see more of this. Maybe in some more better fashion. Thompson playing really aggressive here. Can they catch him? This is a big kill for FD, and this is a huge pick-off here. Thompson will fall. He will feed the mega kill streak as well to General. And his aggression has been punished.
As it has been before, though. That's something that I really want to point out here is deaths, if you're behind, are still very punishing just because there are so few reliable gold nowadays. But if you're ahead, that's a slap on the wrist. That streak was worth 400 gold. It's not like you gave the enemy an item.
Got the X mark and Grim. There comes the boat. Double ulti thrown on before he gets stunned up. X will also get the stun on Takonka. Sumail, no Chronosphere available. Just trying to hit the bug first before he goes into the fight. General getting a nice amount of damage out mid. One in trouble. He will fall. And this is so many losses for OG already. Aloha Dance is trying to man fight here with Sumail, just tanking him up while trading hits. Always one Fly will take the kill with the Q. And OG, they're on the run now.
Yes, this is one of those moments that I was talking about where OG has this style and they're 100% committed to it, and Aloha Dance nearly gets bursted again, but luckily for him he's tanked up a little bit since the last time. But this is where that hey, can we still take the fight kind of style comes back to bite them. Because they're all still kind of over-positioned in a losing fight when they get picked off one by one.
They are, and they're losing even more heroes now. And now the 20-minute bounties will spawn as well, and FTM are going to take at least 3 out of the 4. Looks like they're going to take all 4. Yeah, Aloha Dance does take it. Thompson is still trying to nuke this Aloha Dance Weaver 2 times in a row now.
VTune has learned his lesson. You do not go uphill there. And yeah, Aloha Dance, he's bought some raindrops. Raindrops save lives, my dude. Buy them.
20 minutes now played. Yeah. 20 minutes played in our first game between OG and FlyToMoon. This is also OG's opening game in ESL One Birmingham here in Group B. FlyToMoon lost 2-0 yesterday against Hellraisers, so they're hungry for blood. They really want to at least score 1 point, maybe even win the series. But right now, General, I don't think he's going to win this fight. He does have a Swashbuckle to get out. Just instant TP. Thompson doesn't have anything. Neither does Soxa. He will TP out back to safety. Meanwhile, VTune is farming up Sanj and Yasha into a Satanic. I like this build. A lot of stat resist.
Exactly, and the status resistance as well. So it means that he's going to be able to get out of those lassos earlier, hopefully survive through the Chronosphere, even if Always Wanna Fly gets picked off.
Yep, look at this. Radiant scan, 4-man smoke. General will pop the smokes, and he manages to run out, dodges the the avalanche with the swashbuckle, but he will lose his life, and they're just gonna disengage from this. No point staying around for Iceberg, so Kunkka walks out. This will also mean a tier 2 tower in trouble. So what FDM are going to do, they're just going to cut the wave. Aloha Dance picks up one of the waves. Etune doesn't want to stay around in bottom to keep on pushing this lane. And Thompson's once again showing up, and Aloha Dance knows that he's probably not as lucky this time as he was the previous 2 times before.
Oh, he should be luckier. He's got a Pupil's Gift to boost him up a bit. He's got his treads finished. I don't think he's in as much danger of getting bursted anymore.
Yeah, and they just smoked right outside.
Straight up.
They smoked just outside of their ward vision in the mid area, so they allowed to get that smoke kill. But you found Always Wanna Fly, not the best target, but it's a kill. I wouldn't say it's the best smoke, since they really were looking for a more bigger target at this case, but you gotta take what you get.
Yes, and at this point in time, I'm trying to look exactly like normally at this point in time you try to secure yourself a Roshan, but they don't really have the tools for that. So instead it's just more kills, more pressure, and keep FlyToMoon busy while they try to push out these side lanes. We're doing a pretty good job of it, but you can see a little bit of pressure at it, and things immediately go south. Aloha Dance, caught on the top lane.
Oh, the Fusel Blade, the slows there. Won't survive this one. Meanwhile, another fight breaking loose. No Tail gets his ulti off. He's got backup coming. Thompson coming in. The toss. Another toss. And he will die because of it. The Grimstroke ulti allowing the double toss to land onto General, so he takes double the damage and he will fall. Thompson, Blink Dagger ready, goes for the avalanche, got the toss, and now we have the Oracle in trouble. He will go down as well. Conka pops his BKB though. He pulls back Thompson with the X mark, and he's trying to run away behind his tier 4 towers, and he will be fine. Sumail still holding onto his Chronosphere. No need to use it here. 3 heroes down from FlyToMoon.
Oh, Iceberg, we've seen that location before. You can't fight there. OG are coming. And you can't see them coming. That's... oof. That's a rough lesson.
One thing that FTM can't allow to do here is let fear take over.
Oh yeah, but there's fear and caution, my friend. There's fear and caution.
There's fear and caution, that's true.
This area here, you know what Moxie and I used to call it? That's Mordor, because you don't just walk up into there.
Now we've got both teams playing on both sides of the dire map. We've got the top jungle for FTM, the bottom side jungle for OG. Slowly encroaching towards that bottom tier 1 tower.
Yes,
be able to take it down.
So little space for FTM to farm up. It's basically the only hero they have right now that's getting any farm is V-Tune, and they're waiting for that They don't want to take any fights before that, but OG is not going to let them. Aloha Dance.
And the same thing again, Aloha Dance falls, and they will just throw in the Conka combo for it. Won't work out this time. Mid one looking for the lasso, but he doesn't get it off, and Sumail trying to land a Chronosphere, but there's not enough targets right now. He the flame break just happened. That just happened, but they have to take this fight anyway. V-Tune in the middle of the battle. They throw the avalanche onto the ground as well, and they got Slark in his ultimate. No Tail is dropping really low, and he might just fall. He will. Now we've got the Pangolier in the middle of the fight as well, and he's just tanking hits. Sumail is also dropping really low. He does have his jump available. He will jump away. General, he's ulted by the Oracle. Not sure if he's going to survive and live through this. He's really low. I think he might just actually live through this, and Thompson will buy the time. Soxa also throws in another stun to keep Iceberg and V-Tune in place. And on the run, trying to use the roots onto V-Tune, but they won't catch anyone. OG's out.
Beautiful disengage. Like, as soon as that Corona whiffs, they know they gotta get out. But you can see them shifting in the team fight to make sure that the more disposable heroes take to the front lines. Sumail's already long gone by the time that Saxa's still stunning 2 heroes of FlyToMoon in the jungle. They make sure the most important targets get out first. And then, you know, if Saxa doesn't get out there, well, that's okay. But instead, they get out with everyone. Very beautifully done.
The cavalry's arriving towards the bot lane, but General, once again, he's already out of there before things go grim. We've got more TPs coming in. Iceberg holding on to the bottom tower. General trying to quickly make his way back. It looks like the call has been given that let's fight bottom. I've got a DD rune. Let's go. Aloha Dance, however, sacked once again. Death number 7.
Unfortunate for him. He's really not making much headway towards that Aghanims at all. When that can mean so much for the team, helping them survive those Chronospheres, helping them to survive the Thompson burst. And once again, FlyToMoon is bunched up in this area where OG is also playing. They still want to take this engagement.
They have no vision about OG. They can only just rely on their instincts and their info that's given. That we see Soxa in mid one. OG, however, see their entire team pretty much, and they will find the General Pangolier. Pango in big trouble. He will go down. That's the opener for OG. They can take this fight now. Always want to fly. Trying to go for the run here. He does have an Ink-Swelled mid one right next to him, so he will end up getting stunned up on Iceberg, turning around with a stun. Sumail, 20 seconds for this Chronosphere. Doesn't have enough right now, but he will go for the fight. V-Tune, the slug just trading hits. He doesn't get that many out, however, and he's still building up stacks. Mid one trying to get his way out. Does pop his BKB. Sumail in trouble. He doesn't get his jump off, and he will die. He does get leashed up. Now Thompson in trouble in the trees. General will find him. There's another fight breaking loose at the same time as Soxa will be hit by Iceberg and the Oracle. They will lose mid one. They will lose Thompson. They're going to lose Soxa as well. And there we have it. FlyToMoon are back in the game.
They are, and that's so unfortunate that OG get caught there without the Chronosphere. I'm not sure why they were positioned so far forward if they weren't quite ready to take the fight. And here you see why that Slark building all of these stat items, especially that status resist, is so important, because he actually gets to keep on building those stacks even with Thompson and Sumail both wailing on him. And as the engagement goes longer, VTune is going to be stronger. And OG lacked the burst damage, especially without the Chrono coming in.
Yeah, that's also something that I'm worried about here is OG I think before that fight they were relying that they'll just get their ultimates during the team fight, and FlyToMoon has false information about Chrono's not up, they don't have it yet, oh, they're not even using it, let's win this fight. They even lost their Pangolier at the start of the fight, but still FTM just pulled out stronger.
In general, a right-click damage does better in the longer fights just because you don't have any cooldown. You can keep on right-clicking. Whereas most heroes on the side of OG are reliant on their spells to deal most of the damage. Thompson is not actually built properly into a right-click build yet at all. He's got a blink, he's got phase, I think this is an E-Blade coming up. So he is definitely looking to burst. And that's going to be the strat from OG coming up now. They're adding a huge amount of burst damage to make sure that they get the man advantage in these fights, instead of getting into these longer trades where VTune is going to inevitably come out on top.
Solar Crest soon ready for Pango. Is going to take another 1k to finish that item off. That's going to be a huge buff here for the Slark. Also for the Kunkka if they want to use it, but I think it's just buffing up the Slark in these fights. Give him some extra movement speed during the fights. He's already running at maximum when he's out of combat. But during the fights, just being able to throw out hits, increased attack speed, increased armor. It's just such a really good item if they can just keep buffing up this Slark. As he's building himself to be tankier, he's got his teammates to help him out. Now, Iceberg and a casual E-Blade Thompson as well. He popped his BKB, will TP out, so they will force the 7-second BKB out, and OG goes straight for Roshan.
Yes. They know that this was most likely a base TP, so nobody is even close to contesting this Roshan. Everyone else, so FlyToMoon was on bottom.
There's a DD in the river, however. This could, if they make it in time, OG actually they leave the Roshan. Because they find themselves a pick-off, and it's Aloha Dance once again. But he gets his ulti up. The E-Blade actually screws up their combo here, in a sense. I mean, he does have a lot more tankiness than before. It's not necessarily the problem of the E-Blade here, but Aloha Dance is just kiting them out. And FTM looking for an opening. Thompson is going ham. He wants to jump straight onto the Kunkka. He throws his combo out, and Sumail goes. He gets his Chrono. He's got two. He's got the Oracle. Always when a fly will fall down first. General coming in for the backline. They take down No-Tail. Saxa trying to run away as well. Thompson and Sumail already disengaging from here. Mid one is in big trouble. He's got his BKB pumped up. He's just kiting them around the river. Thompson coming in around for another round. He takes down Iceberg. Now Sumail and Thompson looking for an answer here as General chases down mid one. VTune with the DD rune is going to run out in like 2 seconds, so he might not be able to use it here, but OG looking for another nice 2-man stun coming in, and Sumail jumping into the fight as well, but he will get that avalanche back up from Thompson, and they blow up Aloha Dance, and they need to get these cores. VTune, he's popped his ultimate. Sumail is still being kept alive. He's been E-bladed by his teammate as well, so he won't be taken down by the right clicks, and now Slark in trouble. He's in the middle of everyone, and OG will blow him up, or will they? VTune, he's bumping Satanic, he's just regenerating out of everything. He's going in for Sumail again, and Sumail is just trying to get some distance. He manages to get the jump off just in time, and he will live. VTune is not able to get any kills here. General still keeping up the chase. No-Tail is trying to run away. Sox and Thompson right next to him. VTune with another jump in, another 2-man stun, and they've got them both held in place. General will go down. VTune in big trouble. He's trying to TP, but he gets rooted, so he will be cancelled. And VTune, he will go down, and he will not even kill No-Tail. That is a team wipe. OG wipe the floor.
That took 3 OG buybacks though, and for most of that fight, FlyToMoon was playing 2 versus 4.
Very, very costly here for OG with the buybacks, but they get the team wipe, and they're not able to even go to Roshan yet.
They don't have any of their cooldowns, and I imagine that they want to play way more careful now as well, with so many of their heroes having used their buybacks. At least they have some good vision still, so Sumail and Mid1 are going to go for it. Does FTM realize that OG are exactly the kind of guys who will just go for this anyway? I'm not sure.
32 minutes played, and now the first actual Roshan attempt is in because FTM, they're not able to contest this. So OG will pick up the first Aegis of the game. Now it's up to them how they're going to use it. Are they going to start pushing the objectives, or will they buy more time for the next items to be built? Faceless Void Satanic is only 1k away. Batrider Shiva is still very far away. Tiny going for an E-Blade Dagon build. Thompson bringing some memes already here in this first game. Why the hell not? I mean, it's all for content. It's all for the viewers.
If you don't think he's playing for the win here, though, you're absolutely mistaken. I was talking about that lack of damage and how they don't want these long engagements. Thompson is going in for the most amount of burst damage that your money can buy you.
Yeah, that works. Mid one forced to use his BKB. Aloha dance. Won't be able to use it. We'll pop the BKB charge from mid one at least.
FlyToMoon are not done playing. So once again, trading pressure here. And they finally have their ward game in order again as well. Winning that fight there gave them some definite space to breathe. And as you said, Sumail's probably going to be waiting for that Satanic to finish off. So I'm pretty sure that OG is not going to be running at FlyToMoon just yet, and instead it's FlyToMoon that are doing the running. Look at them. Pichu is running up through the river.
Oh, mid one goes in. They get the save on Aloha dance from the Oracle ulti. Always want to fly. Will game quickly blown up, however. Now Thompson is surrounded by enemies. He does have Sox. He's got mid one coming to back him up. He's just trying to kite them away. And now forcing the Slark to use his Dark Pact. He will be tossed away into mid one. Thompson still living alive, and there comes the Chrono from Sumail. He's the perfect one. He's got Slark. He's got the Weaver. He needs to take down the Slark. He will. He will take down one of the biggest targets from FDM. He will also take down Aloha dance. The 2 years gone, and now Iceberg coming in for the initiation onto the back as well. No Tail is once again the target. He wants to kill. Throws the X mark. Does get saved with the E-Blade. Thompson once again saving his teammates. The Tidebringer will do 0 damage as well because of it, and they're just controlling him. Stunlock after stunlock after stunlock, and that's Iceberg down as well. And OG survive without casualties. Whoa.
It's a very I get why they want to go for it, and I don't want to sound so disappointed, but I kind of am, because it's the perfect timing to go for a fight, right? You know that Sumail probably just wants to still farm up. You know that there is this opportunity waiting for you in the mid lane, but yeah, you go on Thompson. Thompson is not burstable, and then Sumail gets a Chrono on a Slark without too many stacks up at all. The Oracle is already dead, and at that point OG can clean house. It's all about how you take those fights, because these teams are very evenly matched on the manpower. It's all about who gets the right positions, who picks the right targets, and FlyToMoon make a pretty big slip up there, and they're going to lose base towers for it.
25 seconds for the Kunkka to be up. He does have a buyback available. Slark up in 10 seconds. General's ulti was forced in the bottom lane as mid one was putting some pressure, and instantly as he saw him use it and disengaged, he just TP'd back to the mid lane. He has his lasso, he has everything. Thompson goes in for the fight. Always want to fly. He just gets saved by Aloha dance, who now finally has the axe. He needs to maybe even use it a second time here, but Slark is actually fine. OG disengaged. They smoke up and maybe even fake back. Are they going to stay around? Still running around the trees here. Gonna wait for someone to exit base. Maybe look for an opening here. Thompson. E-Blade onto Slark. Bit of harass. Bros in the Dagon. Not enough to kill V-Tune.
He's just really trying to maximize the amount of contact that he has with the enemy. Like, anytime he has spells off cooldown and he's not farming with them, he just wants to be using it, hitting enemy heroes with it. And it builds this mental pressure on FlyToMoon. There's wherever you go, there is going to be Thompson right up in your face, throwing spells at you. It's very hard not to get stressed out. And right now, they need to either consciously go for this backstab or yet TP back, as Iceberg is doing right now, because their creep wave is coming into the tower. They're going to lose more base towers. Sumail still has the Aegis.
Kunkka just X-marking his way there to the lane and just constantly getting smacked by bashes by Sumail. Slowly chipping onto that tier 3.
Now. Like, Sumail's on your tower.
Yeah, they gotta respond somehow, and maybe even try and find someone in the back lines, but they're so well spread out, and Thompson is guarding the bottom side, so No Tail is safe here. Sox are the same thing. Sumail is in the front. Won't go for the jump out. Disengage for now. There's the X mark. Mid one. Does he use his BKB or not? Thrown into the air with a torrent. Still holding on to it. There comes the lash. Sumail looking for a chrono. There are a lot of stacking up FTM players. He jumps in the backline. He only catches the Oracle, but he does have him at least. And that Oracle is gone. He does have a buyback. He's going to use it instantly to get back into the fight. General with the ultimate. They're holding Sumail. He does have an Aegis, so he will be fine. But at the same time, Iceberg is in really big trouble here in the middle of the OG lineup, and he will go down. He's fallen. He will have a buyback, but he needs to use it if he wants to come back into the fight, and he will. General and V2 trying to chase down Soxa. Soxa will go down. Oh, mid one and No Tail on the run. Sumail as well, trying to disengage here. V2 gets the pounce. He pounces onto the Faceless Void. Thompson, meanwhile, kills General at the same time. Sumail with another jump into the trees. Aloha Jan's trying to go for some scouting here, but No Tail will TP out. Sumail, oh, he doesn't get as lucky. He does have a Manta available, but it's not going to be enough here. Or is it? No.
No, not this time.
Not this time.
Not this time. This is fine by OG though, because that's an Iceberg buyback, and if one of those big cores buys back, especially Iceberg, who is this rock in the middle of the team fight. Oh, Thompson.
Poor Aloha Dance once again. Thompson says hi.
Yeah. And what I want to say though is Iceberg bought back. If he dies, you can kill any of his teammates, and
yep. The only one with buyback is the Grim.
It's over. There's a big win condition on the table now, which is something that OG didn't have before. So, do you trade, you know, one death on Sumail for a win condition? Hell yeah, you do.
I also wonder who's going to take the initiative here. Thompson just blinks out. We're both trying to look for an opening here, but FTM, they're just sticking close to each other as they know that the next fight is going to be maybe the biggest fight of the game, and it might decide how this game is going to go. If they can get some kills, they can start closing up on OG's base and force buybacks. If they lose a fight, they either lose their base or it's just over.
Saxa is the only hero in the game with buyback right now.
Closing up on the 40-minute mark as well. Bounties will be up in 30 seconds. General keeping up the push. Thompson, finally, they're all going for General right now. There's the E-Blade. Dagon is going to get blown up by this combo. Oh, just barely gets a jump off, and mid one will come there. The Oracle save onto General, but General, is he going to go round? He's just going to sacrifice his life here. Not sure if he has enough healing on him.
Scouting.
Oh, just barely.
Yeah.
Considering that's a level 2 ulti as well. And, you know, you can do a lot of healing during that time. Only just got a little bit extra. There's another DD rune. It seems like the most common rune of this game is the DD rune.
Does V2 get his hands on it though? Not this time.
Oh, if OG get it. Aloha Dance, he sees it. The info's
go.
given. And it's just going to quickly go on Aloha Dance. We've seen this before from time and time again.
Sumail's got the DD now. This is back off a clock for FTM. You are not going to fight that man.
Oh, this is going to definitely lead into some objectives. Roshan, minimum respawn timer, 20 seconds as well. The OD could definitely just go for the information on the Roche pit right after they finish off with this bot tier 2 tower. Unless they want to keep on going, the DD is probably going to be up for about 10 seconds. Maybe a bit more than that.
They'd love to hit some base towers with that.
They will. Oh, they found the Conqueror. They've got Iceberg. Iceberg, he cannot die here. He needs to get his BKB off as soon as possible. The Chronosphere in the back line, however, he's got Thompson as well, and it always want to fly will go down. There's no buyback on the Oracle, and Tango will get blown up. Thompson with the E-Blade, with the Dagon. They just evaporate these heroes, but it's 5 against 3. It looking like FlyToMoon living their last moments here in this game 1, but they're still going to give it a fight. Another 2-man stun coming in from Sox as well. The Torrent to throw Sumail into the air, and Iceberg is the tip of the iceberg here. He is still taking damage. He's dropping low, still got 1200 HP, but Thompson says no, slaps the Dagon in the face, and FTM 3 heroes down. It might just be game here. They're going for the bottom racks. That means the tier 3 tower will fall and get those bottom racks as well. That means they only need to get top for Megas or just go straight for the tier 4. But let's see what's going to happen. Still 40 seconds for the Oracle, 95 seconds for the Kunkka, half a minute as well for the Pango. They might just as well try this fight without the Kunkka up. Let's see OG. They're shifting towards the top lane. They want to secure the mega creeps at least. Last tier 3 tower falling. Going toward, they still have the glyph. They're actually going to glyph this tower. They know that this is the objective they want to fight at, unless they want to go up against megas. 10 seconds for the Oracle and the Pango to be up alive. They need to initiate soon. The melee racks are
V2 gave up
already
his
getting
buyback.
wiped out. V2 walking in. He's going ham. He pops in Minotaur Horn as well, but he's getting lassoed up. He will get saved by the Weaver. Aloha Dance will save him from now. Now mid one. In the middle of everything. Thompson goes into the fight. He throws his E-Blade and his Dagon into the fight. They've got another route coming in. The General throws his ulti, but they're just dodging him. Thompson, he throws away V2. And now Sumail, 1 more minute until he has a Chronosphere up, so he won't be in this fight. Now they're just going straight onto Sumail. And Slark is also taking some hits. They got another route. The Oracle coming into as well to throw onto V2 to keep him up alive just a bit longer. Soxa, he will get rooted up. V2 going in, and Thompson just jumping the back line. He's throwing the Oracle into the battle, but he does have his W on, so he won't take any magical damage there. Mid one going for another jump in here into the back, and Thompson is just making sure nobody's going to TP, or sorry, blink backwards and go back to the fountain. So they're holding the back line. They're just, I don't know, they're playing baseball or something here. They just catch General. V2 is in trouble. He's going to fall down as well. He does get another ulti coming in from Aloha Dance, but he will eventually fall down. GG will play it as called as well, and OG will take game 1 against FlyToMoon.
Raid boss finally down. My goodness. I gotta hand it to FlyToMoon. They were pressured. This